I woke up while nature was sound asleep, so I could marvel at its kingdom. I strolled through its lush gardens and saw every little wonder up close. Here, you can dance with giants, discover a feast for the eyes, and a feast for the appetite. Walls that hold heroes' stories told me of their bravery, while sacred places blessed my journey. I roamed places that stood the test of time, and others that were there since the beginning.
Every day, I wake up to a feast. Where I can sink my teeth into history. Or shock my taste buds with something new. It's here I learned the color of sweetness, expanded my pantry, and my appetite. Every next bite only leaves you hungry for more.
I just woke up from the time of my life. It started with a major throwback. Then I got to meet the big shots. I found a sweet spot between cultures and hung out with the artsy crowd. I even picked up a few things along the way. After that, things kicked into overdrive. It started with a whirlwind through the streets, an unforgettable eats, a celebration of flavor in every bite, and an epic new party at every turn. The best thing about it here, the good times are never over.
Hey, mabuhay! You're now boarding GPSTV. I'm Ai Fernandez, your online travel buddy. Join me as we navigate our way through your favorite destinations, making sure, of course, to hashtag go safe, go travel. What does it mean to be truly a Filipino? Diba? Ang pagiging Pinoy ba, nasusukat ba yan sa kulay ng iyong balat, sa wika na ginagamit, o sa citizenship ba, sa paper, o kaya naman sa dugo ba yan dahil parehong Pilipino ang iyong magulang? So ngayong araw malalaman natin kung ano-ano nga ba ang paraan na maipapakita natin ang mga paraan kung paano maipapakita ang kulturang Pilipino kahit nasan ka man o kahit anuman ang iyong panglabas na anyo. Diba? Deep inside, pag kayo ay may pusong Pilipino, ikaw ay matuturing na Pilipino. Diba? Agree ba kayo dyan? So, comment down below ang inyong mga thoughts. How can you be a true Filipino? Some of our most remarkable traits are being hospitable, being good cooks, di ba? And of course, being hardworking. We're also known for smiles, di ba, mga Pinoy? Kaya marami tayong mga pusong Pinoy, lalo na sa tourism or what we call the hospitality industry. And today, we will be joined with people with different backgrounds, histories, and locations. We are having guests from all over the world, and you will be surprised. They may look different, but they have a pusong Pinoy, diba? Sabi nga nila. Kaya this afternoon here in the Philippines, this evening, we will greet them good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from all over the world. Or in short, mabuhay. Let me introduce our travel buddies na may mga pusong Pinoy. Our first guest, she is also tagged as the Adobo Queen. Yum. She is a well-known and amiable culinary personality, food writer, Filipino food advocate, Filipino food researcher, and a true blue cook and foodie. She has a knack for entertaining the audience while she whips up those dishes that we Filipinos usually come home to. While shutting herself to and from the United States, where her husband is working, she keeps herself busy by visiting restaurants and other places of interest abroad. She then shares whatever she learns and applies this to the various delectable dishes she gleefully prepares. Nagugutom na ako. She is no other than Miss Nancy Luman Reyes.
Hello, I'm Nancy Reyes Lumen. Hello to everybody.
Hello,
And a
Adobo
delicious morning, evening to all of you.
Delicious evening to you, Adobo Queen.
Thank
Our next guest, he is a lecturer at the Philippine Accredited Tourist Guide Lecturers Incorporated, or GLI, PAATGLI. He is passionate to create urban tours and experiences to celebrate being a Filipino. He has more than 5 years of teaching experience in different schools and universities, and now one of the lead tour guides of Don't Skip Manila. Don't skip a beat with Mr. Andre Julian. Hello, Sir Andre. Mabuhay po.
Hello, magandang araw sa lahat. Mabuhay. Hello.
Our third guest, he is the managing director of Shroff International Travel Care Incorporated, a company that carries his name, but is now being owned and run by his daughters, Sheena and Christine. It is this sunny disposition that is behind the success of Shroff's travel business, although he modestly gives the credit to his family, especially to his wife, na syempre Pinay, Miss Emerita, who hails from Carigara, Leyte. Mr. Arjun Shroff.
Hello, mabuhay.
Hello, mabuhay, Sir Arjun.
Good afternoon and good evening to everyone.
Our fourth guest, isa pang may pusong Pinoy. She is the director of sales for Japan Red Elephant Reps, which is composed of a group of small luxury hotels. She is also the business development manager of Kabuk Style, a Japanese IT travel company providing co-living platform HAF, or home away from home. She has over 20 years of hospitality experience, which both includes working in the travel and hotel industry. She has worked in Thailand, Philippines, and Guam. She has represented Accor or ACCOR, Sofitel, Siam Bangkok, Sofitel Philippine Plaza, and Peninsula Bangkok. She may look very young, but she has so much experience. Miss Hisae Yanay.
Mabuhay! Konnichiwa! Hello, everyone!
Konnichiwa. Thank you for being here, Miss Hisae. Our fifth guest, isa pang may pusong Pinoy, guys. She She, who has called the Philippines her home for the past 17 years. Her career has been well spent working at the top hotels in the Philippines. She formerly worked at the Manila Hotel and now currently works as the director of sales at Conrad Manila. It's her passion, leadership, and hard work that has enabled her to have the title as director of sales. Of course, girl power. She's now also married to a Filipino. She may be Korean, but she sure is a Filipino at heart. Miss Bae Yunju.
Hi, magandang hapon po. 안녕하세요. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, Miss Yunju. Thank you for being here. And our sixth guest. Okay, three more. Our sixth guest, she is the current membership department head of Comforti Hotel and Resort in Jeju Island. So she's full Korean, but she lived in the Philippines for 18 years, for the past 18 years. So thank you for being here. Mabuhay, Miss Melissa Yun.
Hello. 안녕하세요. 멜리사입니다. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. This is Melissa from Korea. Whenever you're
Wow.
coming to Jeju, welcome.
I
Here is
will-
Camp 3.
Wow, I will definitely go there when it is
Come on, why
already
not?
ready. Thank you, Miss Melissa. Our second to the last guest, she is the reigning Miss Euro Philippines Universe and one of the heads at the ASEAN Youth Organization Youth Empowered Department. Miss Kathy Valdez.
Hello, good morning to everyone. It's morning here in Germany. Mabuhay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for waking up early, Miss Kathy, for being here. Thank you. Our last but not the least guest. They have been all over the globe because of their knack for traveling, but the Philippines will always be their home. Let us all welcome Miss Anna Lyra Venaglia and her lovely family.
Hello, everyone. It's our part of the show, and we can't wait to talk about the Philippines and our love for traveling. And yeah, we're really excited to be in the show.
Yeah, I think this is the most number of guests that we have, but it's not but, and I am so much excited for what we have to talk about today. Now, to our audiences on YouTube, on Facebook, tune into GPS TV, and for you to learn more about tips for worry-free travels and unique journeys to boot. So again, what does it mean, diba, to be a Filipino? Now, let's start our conversation by what does it mean to have a pusong Pinoy? How does being Pinoy beyond having Filipino blood or being a citizen of the Philippines? Let's start with Miss Hisae. So how have you embraced the culture of the Philippines in your own little ways?
Yes. So I actually almost 5 years I live in the Philippines in Manila and then working in the Sofitel Philippine Plaza. This is the first time actually. I before I never been in Manila. So and I was my
Wow.
image was a little bit scared, honest. So but after I started to work and then I made a lot of friends and then everybody's so friendly and very positive, flexible and kind. I'm very much in love in the Philippines, and I almost I feel like I half blood is my Filipinas right now.
How long did you stay in the Philippines, Miss
Almost five
Hisae?
years, but after that I left to the Philippines. I feel like home already. I visited and meet to the friend and my boss, whatever, and I enjoyed the other activity in the island. I really big fan of the Philippines.
Oh, thank you, Miss Hisae. How about you, Miss Yunju?
Pusong Pinoy is respecting different culture and having one hospitality. Because many can speak English, it is also easy to connect with Filipinos. And I embrace the culture by gaining Filipino friends, co-workers, and clients who also teach me to the Filipino culture.
Oh, Thank you, Miss Yunju. Miss Melissa, what Filipino culture have you adopted to yourself?
Food, language, mostly culture of being friendly, approaching people very easily, as well as the massage, entertainment, pretty much a lot.
Nice, relaxing. Yeah, Sir Arjun. Yeah, Sir Arjun, how about you? How have you embraced
Hi,
the culture of the Philippines in your own little ways?
huwag maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan, being
Wow.
open and conscious of the Filipino culture long time. You cannot be ignorant about the little things that come to your life every day. And once you attain the heart of a Filipino, you become a citizen without a passport.
Wow. You know what? You've said it perfectly. And that's really amazing. And what you said is very much relevant right now. And that's what we always say here on GPS TV. Thank you. Thank you. Sir Andre, what do you consider what do you consider is the Filipino brand of service that the tourism frontliners are championing?
Yes.
So,
Before that, let me first compliment you with your name, Miss Aya. Beautiful. Like that's also the name of my daughter. But
oh,
yes, but that one liner is what makes a Filipino brand of service excellent, because being Pusong Pinoy, or having the heart of a Filipino, means you now accept the Filipinos' love to connect and the love for family. Like
mhm.
our the main value that we have is connectedness. If you can accept that Filipinos can go beyond personal boundaries to connect to you, then you have that brand of service, you have that Filipino heart, just like, because Filipinos have that budol, we call it budol, or the Filipino charm, like having connecting, we have the same name. Miss Lumen, I love adobo. Now we're opening up with each one, and that is what great about Filipino is being an open book, and
Mhm.
that is
And
also the greatness of our brand of service.
yeah, that's why sometimes I feel like us Filipinos, we are FC or feeling
Yeah,
close.
feeling close.
Because we always love to like connect. Now, oh, we have a
Yes,
commonality that I
yes.
thought that is
Yeah,
normal.
you're in
And I just
Korea. Oh, do you
realized,
know Sandara Park? You just it doesn't make sense, but
yeah,
it's a connection that we could start the conversation.
yeah. I see you nodding, Miss Nancy. For you, what part of the Filipino culture do you love the most?
Yeah, everybody will say food, of course, because that's my line. But I go with Andre because
Yay!
connection is what the Filipino is so good at. That is why we make very, very good OFWs, because we relate right away to the principals we work for, and at the same time we don't lose our connection with our motherland. But the main ingredient that keeps the Pinoy puso is sense of humor. For
Yeah.
me, the Filipino, the Pinoy can laugh even at his problems, even at the flood, the volcano erupting. They'll still have a smile. And I think it's natural. I think when Filipinos were born, it was that they were already smiling. And then when they eat good food, they smile. Maybe very
Oh.
much also like the Koreans and some other Asians, right? But Filipinos always will. They cannot really eat alone. They have to connect either with the food, with the ambience, or with somebody else, or with the person serving. It's a connection, and that connection is through the sense of humor.
Yeah, that's true, Miss Nancy. And although right now we emphasize to all those affected by the two typhoons that just struck the Philippines, which is very sad. But we've been feeling sadness, anger, loneliness. But it's amazing how we still see posts online, making fun of their situation. Like I saw one post that they were it's a culture here in the Philippines, right? That we drink outside, like in front of the house. So now I think I saw this post that they're still drinking while there is a flood up to the waist, and they're still celebrating, and they're still laughing about it. But anyway, yeah, I get what you mean, that we still have humor and everything, even
Yeah.
if it's like, huh, how? Anyway, Miss Kathy, how about you? Please cite an instance when you were truly proud of being Pinoy or having a Pusong Pinoy in relation to your work there in Germany.
Well, honestly, I am an apprentice for hotel management here in Germany. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
related to Miss Beonjo, Miss Melissa Yun, and Miss Hisayanai. And for me, it's just like, and I also love to travel. So wherever I am, whatever I do, it's just like I'm aware that I represent being a Filipino. So from greeting all the guests, I always have this friendliness on me, and I have this kind of sincerity. I have this one time experience because right now it's coronavirus, and as an apprentice, we are the only one who is immune from getting fired, getting laid off from the work, because that means too that I have to be familiarized from every department of hotel management. So there are some guests that they will see me checking them in as a receptionist, and then suddenly they will see me checking all the rooms, and then suddenly I'm in a restaurant. So there is one time where a guest checked in and they have to fill up a form, and then it says there they have to um, name, address, and their birthday. And then this couple, the husband said, "Oh, I will be, tomorrow is my birthday, 70 years old." And he was so proud saying that. Knowing that, I was thinking, what could I do for him? So the following day, I was assigned to the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
The couple was there. And I was like, I wanted to do something for him. I have to prepare something for him. But suddenly on that day, I was totally alone and handling 70 guests for a la carte. And it was,
Wow.
yes, I was totally alone because I am assigned for the reception, but a colleague called in sick. So I have to suddenly be in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then totally alone serving 70 guests was really a lot. But then I was like, okay, I can do it. And then this guest went in. And then I wanted to tell the cook that if he could prepare something, a small gesture for his birthday, because I know that it's his birthday. And then, but there is no time. And then there was also a VIP guest who ordered something like a Belgian waffle, dessert, and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
he kind of wanted it different. So to make the story short, our cook kind of like anong tawag dito? I'm very sorry, I'm speaking five different language, so
Yeah, no,
medyo
it's okay.
I'm trying to find the right
For
words.
as long as you're not speaking in German, it's okay.
There is a tendency that I might suddenly speak German, so yun. And then yeah, so yung cook namin, he prepared the one that is really on the menu list, the really Belgian waffle with ice cream and stuff. And then the other one, that the VIP treatment. So he kind of prepared two types of menu.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he asked me, so, oh yeah, right, we have already given the original um, order from the VIP. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, oh, and then you can eat it said the cook to me, because apparently the order was already given. Then I came up to the idea, this is the right time where I could give it to the couple, to the husband, because it's his birthday. So I went to his table, bring the Belgian waffle with, so it's really nice. It's nice decorated, and I sang happy birthday to him, and everybody was looking at him, and the husband, the couple, was really tearing up because they got kids and everything, and they were like, "You just made my birthday truly remarkable," they said.
Oh.
And I really saw how the husband and the wife really was tearing up, and they were really so thankful that I made his birthday memorable. It
Oh,
was
you know
his
what?
70th birthday. Yeah.
70th. You know what, Miss
Yes.
Kathy, while listening to your story, because here in the Philippines, right, it's so normal that when you go to a restaurant and it's your birthday, be prepared that the whole crew will sing to you and the whole restaurant will sing to you. I didn't even realize that abroad it's not a normal thing. Like here in the Philippines, be
No.
prepared with your be prepared to be ashamed, to be embarrassed,
Oh.
because you will, the whole restaurant will know that it is your birthday. And everyone, even if the next table do not know you, if they don't know you, they will still greet you. Wow, thank you for sharing
As in, and
that.
yun yung pagka-Pusong Pinoy, everybody was looking at me because I was suddenly singing happy birthday in the middle of the restaurant. And I was like,
Oh.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you for sharing that, Miss Kathy. And now to our foreign friends. You, Miss Hisaya, you said you stayed here for 5 years in the Philippines. What made you decide to stay, and what made you decide to work here in the Philippines?
So actually, so Philippines have a lot of, the woman, the senior management position. This is
Mm-hmm.
very much, I very surprised. A doctor or my boss, the GM, the hotel. In Japan, actually not really much still. This is very surprising to me. And Filipina is a very powerful and intelligent and also very conscious. In Japan, of course, we care so, but Filipina women more careful, very, like fashionable and makeup and making sexy together. It was very fun and I learned a lot how to be, be prepare myself and something in the working environment. And then also the 5 years, it's memorable in my life. Everything is some new things and then a lot of surprising and then so much enjoy.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was your were you ever culture shocked?
Culture shock a lot in the, as you mentioned, the typhoon days. I
Oh
stuck
yeah.
in the car actually almost like 1.5 hours, but in the street some people come to my car and they start washing my windows and they also
Oh.
still singing. I make feel very happy and shocked but very happy. This is never happened in the other countries.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, they, of course, I would also be concerned if I saw you in your car in the middle of the typhoon. Anyway, I'm glad you're safe. Obviously, you're here. Thank you, Miss Hisai. How about you, Miss Yunju? Why did you decide to stay in the Philippines for 17 years?
It was difficult to adjust in terms of language and culture and homesickness. But all Filipinos is warm hospitality. And there I also meet my husband. He's a very amazing Filipino guy. So I need to stay here, Philippines.
Oh, you know what, Miss Yunju, we have an expression here in the Philippines that we say, sana all. It means that, oh, I think you know what it means because you
Yes,
just
yes.
laughed. Thank you for sharing that with us. Miss Nancy, for you as a fellow Pinoy, how do you share the Filipino culture in the environments that you work with, even if you're abroad right now?
Well,
How
first of all, First of all, I'd like to say that I'm very proud of the Filipinos here in Houston. As you know, Houston, there are so many hospitals for cancer and other diseases that are very, very vital to the whole world. And guess what? Most of the doctors and most of the nurses are Filipinos, and they are really doing a good job. Even as frontliners now, you would see them, and you know they are working hard. They are working style is above all the others, I must say. But in my line, um, now that I'm partly here in Houston, I'm introducing traditional adobo dinner. There's a booking where mainstream, when you say mainstream, not non-Filipinos, foreigners, usually the white Americans, the black Americans, all colors, they come and they're curious about what adobo is. So I teach adobo cooking and then I serve them the dinner. I even made the halo-halo ice cream. So you know the whole thing for them to know and to taste, and then we teach them while they're eating. We teach them. We show them the nice Filipino destinations when and tell them, hey, you can travel and enjoy, and I promise you that the other Filipinos will be as nice as I was to you.
Thank you for Filipinizing, your line of work there, and for spreading our culture through food,
Yeah.
diba? Filipinos are known for to be hungry all the time.
And
And
as I
I'm
was saying, sorry, as I was saying, for this Thanksgiving, instead of the usual American style turkey, we're doing an adobo rubbed garlic studded turkey. So it's going to be very Filipino on a Thanksgiving day in America.
Wow. So aside from the usual turkey, which is already super yummy, you're gonna turn it into adobo.
Correct.
How I wish I can send you my address and the joke lang.
When I get back there, we'll all
Ay!
celebrate.
Oh my gosh, Miss Nancy. Stop. I'm getting hungry. Thank you for that. Miss
Thank you.
Lyra. You're Thank you. Miss Lyra, your kids are just so cute. And I cannot deny that they're actually distracting me while I talk. But anyway, how about you? How do you share the Filipino culture in the environments that you work with, even if you're there abroad?
Well, when I started, I moved here 10 years ago, and then I asked my husband, how soon can I work, and he actually helped me to start my career. So I started with customer service and with one of the biggest telecommunications here, and I really did excel. I was top in the region for sales, the number one in the region for like for a year. Anywhere we go, like that's why Filipinos are everywhere and they can adapt, and they're very friendly, they're very warm, and very generally a nice people that can get you get easily along with. So I think that's one of the reasons why we excel. We work very hard and we go above and beyond. Mhm. Come here, baby.
Hello.
Going above and beyond. And I think that's also what reminds me of how we are. We always do more than what is asked. For some, it may be there are pros and cons for being so hardworking. But I feel like with your story, you just prove there are more positive outcomes of being very hardworking. Hello. So cute. Thank you, Miss Lyra, for sharing that. Sir Arjun, um, why did you decide to stay in the Philippines? And I would like to hear from you how you share the Filipino culture in your work. From what you said a while ago, it's been it's so inspiring.
The Filipino resilience is par excellence because there is a sense of contentment in the nature of the Filipino people. Despite all eventualities that the people here experience, they just shed a tear, a small prayer, and the spirit is alive, going on with life without any thought of what happened in the past or any reflection of pain or worry. This is something which is very strong in the character and the culture itself for love of family. And this is where I admire the Balikbayans. No matter what's happening in the universe, year after year, for the last 30 years that I live here, I know of so many OFWs. My heart only cries when the family is divided. But if they are together, wherever they live, with work, they are very simple achaga. These are the two prominent things that I really learned, admire, and adopted in my life. And going to food again, I just want to put a little joke on this matter. Very soon, coming online, press 1 adobo, press 2 minodo, press 3 arroz caldo, press 5 curry curry, my favorite. I hope so. I mean, it's not gonna happen because you really have to go and collect physically or what. And then
Yeah.
during my sales calls when I go abroad for selling the Philippines, I usually put a tarsier on my hat and a
Oh.
Filipino flag on my shirt or on my the what they give you the lands to wear like a lanyard. On the lanyard, I always put the whale, dolphin, or the tarsier. So everybody is curious. I don't do any selling. I only talk about that product. And then if my tourists are leaving the Philippines, I ask them, before you go to immigration, make sure you will tell them that you ate halo halo. Because if you have not eaten halo halo, immigration will not allow you to leave Philippines. So this is the kind of fun
Oh.
stuff I do. It is so easy to sell this 6,741 island. Sorry,
Mm,
7,647
7,641.
island.
Yeah. But what made
Yes,
you
the number I
stay?
have memorized.
What made you stay in the Philippines, Sir Arjun?
Don't tell anybody. Love brought me here. And up to now, I'm stuck because of that love.
But you know what? Again, let me allow me to say sana all. You know, you found love here. Thank you for that, Sir Arjun, and you made me teary-eyed because I cannot not
I
mention.
met
Huh?
I met Iman 35 years ago in Saudi Arabia. And I never saw her for more than 8 months, only communicating on the phone. Bowel meeting done. No cell phone, nothing. I used to write letters. She still keeps my letters, more than 1,000 love letters.
Wow! Wow! Sana all talaga, Sir Arjun. That's the secret behind why you are very glee and happy right now and fresh. Thank
Always.
you. That's the secret. Thank you, Sir Arjun. Now, to our viewers, pagbalik natin, let's ask our guest about how we can practice being Pinoy during the time of the pandemic. So, GPS TV's Journeys will be right back. Welcome back, Mabuhay. You're still with me, Aya Fernandez, your online travel buddy. Let's continue the conversation with our Pusong Pinoy travel buddies. So, now I'm gonna ask you guys, why is bayanihan now more important than ever? You know, it's the most important thing more than ever. Bayanihan during the pandemic and the calamities that hit the Philippines. So how can we help promote the tourism industry and the Philippine economy right now? Let's start with Miss Hisae.
So in Japan, actually, the DOT, Department of Tourism, every day almost delivering to the some destination in the Philippines and then promote the hotel. Still, we continue. And then the one topics is very interesting. They deliver it to the YouTube and a very famous actor cooking to the like sinigang soup or of course the adobo and then some few word the Tagalog. So we always updated some how to cook. Still, we can enjoy to the home, but our mind in the Philippines. And then after that, maybe before pandemic, actually the Cebu is booming and very very popular for the Japanese tourist and then student for study in English. We also want to continue to keep our heart in the Philippines like this.
Mm, thank you. Thank you for incorporating the Philippine culture there in Japan. Miss Melissa, how about you? Why do you think bayanihan now is more important, more than ever? Or bayanihan is our term for before, back in the colonial days. If you want your house to be moved from one place to another, all the villagers will help carry the house like for
Yes.
free. But now it's
Yes.
like a modern term for like a collective action of help. So that's what we call bayanihan. So
Bayanihan. Mm. Mostly Bayanihan for packing everything in Korea, especially they are very strict for the pandemic, as well as in the hospitality wise. They are doing work well, work and life balance together with especially working at home using YouTube.
mhm.
And then hotels are doing funny workation, which means hotel check-in 8 to 6, check out at 6 to 7. Unlike the other hotels, they are starting to work at hotel pretty much for that. So they are booming for collaboration.
I
But
think that mhm. Yeah, I think that's a good adaptation to the pandemic. Now you
yeah,
encourage people to have staycation, workation.
yeah, staycation and workation, that's pretty nice. And then
Mm-hmm.
they are doing not as much as a workaholic, but they are spending more time in home, like working, like exercising, cooking, spending time with friends and family, not gathering though, in a
Yeah.
small group. Yeah, not gathering. That's
Yes, yes,
really,
that's the
really
most important.
bawat talaga. So yeah, so they are just having more time with their colleagues and a small group of friends compared than before.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
So
that's a pretty good changes. Hopefully, when the restriction of the pandemic area in Philippines are getting down, I want like the industry in Philippines. A lot of Filipino people loves to gather together with the family and friends. So I want them to give a shot too.
thank you, Miss Melissa, for that. Sir Andre?
Yes, hello. Yeah, the pandemic literally bring back the bayanihan for the Filipinos who were quite lost because of the fast-paced life that we have. So for the though we don't travel this year, the bayanihan was brought back to life since the borders was shut. Even the local taho, the silken tofu, the taho vendor is giving the taho to the frontliners, right? We are now bringing back the community because for the last, let's say, 6 months, I think there were no uh, local public transportation, so we are forced to explore our community because we're confined with our community, and with that we reconnected to our suke, which is a very Filipino value, our suke.
Yeah.
Yeah, sa merkado or sa palengke. So we explored our community, we reconnected with our new entrepreneur friends. You see, because that's the only thing that we can do to buy their products. We had a lot of fads. We have ube pandesal, we have the baked sushi, we have a lot of
Yeah.
things that was discovered, talents that was cultivated during the pandemic. And most importantly, we turned local for because of the pandemic, because the borders are not yet opening, so the Department of Tourism is pushing local travel. We Some destinations are now opening up only to local tourists, and I can see the clamor of the people to travel. And since local travel is the only thing that we could do, people are now clamoring to travel local. So pandemic may set us back, but something changed during this challenge.
Yeah, and I very much agree to you, Sir Andre. To our viewers right now who, who just tune in right now, I very much encourage you guys to watch our first few episodes up to this episode, because we also discussed the safety protocols with the government leaders, with NGO and business leaders on how to get back up in the tourism industry. Although we have the pandemic, yes, but the essence of GPS TV is really for the 40 million, more than 40 million Filipino people who lost their jobs in the tourism industry. So thank you for reminding us that, Sir Andre. It's amazing how talented Pinoys are. I saw you nodding, Miss Yunju. Oh, anything to add? Why do you think Bayanihan now is more important more than ever?
I think Bayanihan is a very important part of Filipino culture, especially really this pandemic, because we need to help each other like part of our own family. Because I know Filipino is very strong family ties. So have about tourism industry, we need to continue to promote islands of the Philippines, and then all island is safe.
And most especially those islands who have not yet gained much attention from the public, right? So we always mention here the carrying capacity. So it is also very much it's better if you go to a place that have it is actually the best decision to go to a place that has no much population than the rest. Yeah, thank you, Miss Yunju. I also saw you nodding, Sir Arjun. You have anything to add? Why is Bayanihan now more important more than ever?
Yes, the Bayanihan spirit will continue to sustain the community by being a support system and we helping each other in our little businesses. We buy from our friends, from our tourism associates, from our travel agency or airline friends. Everybody seems to have become an excellent chef or cook during this pandemic. Even me, I know now how to boil an egg. I didn't know that before. What a joke. This will help us to rise up again, to help the whole country as one as we go forward. And a lot of the organizations are doing together due to the pandemic, plus the current situation of the typhoons. The organizations are getting together to donate food, not only for the frontliners, but also during the places or the places which are flooded and there is a lot of chaos in those areas where they were flooded. So this is the time when the Bayanihan spirit will help us to rise up again. I believe we have that. and it will sustain us well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Arjun. And you know what? I think one of the episodes before I said, sino pa bang magtutulungan kundi tayo-tayo? Who else will help us but ourselves? But it is very refreshing to hear right now coming from people with foreign blood. Like even if you're not technically a Filipino, you are there to help and be part of the bayanihan. So on behalf of all the Filipinos who have Filipino blood, thank you so much and mabuhay kayo. Miss Nancy, how about you? The rich. Let's go to this topic where the country's rich culture has been the main reason foreign and local travelers visit our many tourist destinations. Where do you want to wake up in the Philippines once you can start traveling again?
But yeah, may I say something about bayanihan also?
Of course.
For me, kasi Filipinos have become globalized already because of
Yes.
the internet. We're very, very savvy with the internet. So bayanihan is like the new global community that Filipinos abroad and here, we form little communities that help each other. So, but the bayanihan spirit is always present, whether you don't have to be just here in the Philippines, but in different districts, Filipino groups, they before they would be very regional, but because of the internet, we've become, instead of regional, we've become united. And being united is even more apparent when we are abroad. All right, anyway, as you were saying, the food, well, Filipinos, their heart is large that it extends to the stomach. We're a matriarchal society, so the Filipinos is basically raised by the mother, the grandmother. So there's a caring, there's a nurturing kind of value. So you attach always food. It's not just food. It has to do with service. So when you service, um, that's hospitality. That's why I when now that I'm here, we show, when we're serving dinner, we show them all the beautiful places that they can visit in the Philippines. Would you believe there are really some people who still think we live in trees? you know I saw somebody asked me, "Hey, Miss Nancy, I hope you don't mind, I hope I don't offend you, but I want to know if you people live in trees." No, I said, no, we don't, we're very modern. So you come and visit so that you will know what this is all about. So anyway, that's it. You have to attach the food to the travel. So when you tell them, hey, go and travel, see this, you will see Filipino food being served on banana leaves. You always have to associate the culinary with the hospitality and the travel. There's so many things I want to say, but I think I cannot always hug the limelight. So, food, travel, that's a connection. Thank you.
No, what you said is really beautiful, and if feel free to add anything if you would want. And in connection to what you said about bayanihan, right now it is very heartwarming that people from abroad ask for PayPal accounts, like for PayPal and go get funding, because usually we use GCash or like the deposit through banks, but a lot of inquiries ask for PayPal because they're coming support from abroad. Okay, before I tear up, I will ask I will ask Miss Lyra, and thank you, Miss Nancy, for that. I don't know how we're gonna get through this, but to hear that bayanihan spirit from you, from from literally from the opposite side of the globe, is very much inspiring to get moving and move forward on behalf of all the Filipinos here. Miss Lyra, how about you? Um, why do you think bayanihan is the top thing that we should have right now?
Well, every time there's a calamity in the Philippines, we always talk about sending relief, right? And right now we haven't discussed how much we're gonna send, but we don't know yet which organization are we gonna send the money to. So we're looking for an organization that we can help. But yeah, it's really important that we help each other, to give us hope. And a lot of people are really sad right now, but Filipinos are really known for helping a lot. Well, not only Filipinos, but even our neighbors. We do extend help to even the people that we just met. That's how friendly we are.
Yeah, like in January, we helped the organization helped organize a medical mission for people who are away from the cities who don't necessarily have access to immediate medical care and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And nurses and doctors from all over the Portland area all flew to the Philippines and provided that medical mission. In February, we started a campaign to raise funds for the victims of the Taal volcanic eruption. And then with COVID and coronavirus coming out, they actually diverted those funds to help with the pandemic effort there in the Philippines. So it ended up going to both purposes. So I've seen personally how they help each other, even from halfway around the world. So
We would send like 97 boxes, balikbayan boxes. We partner up with
LBC.
yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but yeah, we send a lot of stuff. Like Filipinos here love to do those kinds of work, and we're very happy to be part of such cause.
It's like you've reached us even if you weren't really here physically. Now, if you were, thank you, but wait. And if you were given the chance to travel again, where in the Philippines would you want to wake up to?
Wow.
I got this one. Tita Indai's house.
Oh, my aunt.
Her aunt is so warm, so hot. She buys the big mangoes. I love the mangoes. So
well, our family loves the beach. Like
Yep.
they would stay there for the whole day. We've been to Boracay, El Nido. We were there last year to
September.
celebrate
I
September.
could stay there for like 3 hours and I would be fine.
Yeah.
At the beach.
So yeah, they never get tired of the beach. So I would like to go to again went to El Nido, Puerto Princesa, Boracay. We went to Laguna, Batangas. We did everything.
Ooh, San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco is not Philippines. But
In
yeah.
which province the house of your aunt is?
Oh,
Which province is it?
Las Piñas, Manila. But yeah, well, they spoiled us.
And Las Piñas.
It's when we wake up, the food is ready, and like here, you have to make your own breakfast, right? There, we were so spoiled. They take care of everything, our laundry. We don't have to do anything. So yeah, they spoil us for that in there.
The hospitality is amazing.
Yes, and you know what? It's funny because sometimes my mom won't let me eat our food because there's a visitor coming. It's funny how the culture is like that we really prioritize the visitor. And then now me that I am already grown up. I still do that. I prioritize the visitor, and I get you, Sir Ed, why you want to wake up there. Aside from the mango trees, but it's because also of the hospitality. Thank you. How about you, Miss Kathy? Is there any particular place that you want to visit or revisit in the Philippines? Are you Anita?
Honestly, I'm from Sual, Pangasinan, so I mostly travel in the northern. So if I am given the chance to visit a certain Philippine place, gusto ko makita yung El Nido, Palawan, and everything. I always see how beautiful it is there, and I always wanted to go there. And then every time I'm in the Philippines, it's like bad weather. So my brothers, my families are always like so cautious that ate, if you go there, there is a possibility na bagyo or an accident and everything. They're so cautious with us. So I always end up not traveling there. But if I'm really given the chance to go back in the Philippines. Usually, I always go home every 2 years. So it's supposed to be this year. Last year I was there 2018, but of course, pandemic. Yeah, I'm still waiting. So next time that I will go home, El Nido and Palawan.
Hmm. Palawan, and there are so many eco-tourist attractions there. We just discussed that in our previous episodes, and the biodiversity is really large, and it's the epitome in Palawan. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Now overseas Filipino workers are returning to the Philippines, diba? As there's no place like home, and also because of what happened recently, they want to be home. Recruitment agencies and other national government agencies and the hotels are working together to be of service to the OFWs during their quarantine stay in the Philippines. Now, to the quarantine hotels, they call it the quarantine hotels. What is the process for receiving OFWs in the country? Maybe Alaska, Miss Yunju, about this. The process for receiving OFWs in the country.
So we ensure all social distancing practice are in place to protect each guest and our team members. And then we also have Hilton Clean Stay, elevated level of cleanliness and sanitation to ensure all area guest rooms are safe and worry-free. We prepare nutritious meals for full board meals with a small message, encourage and inspired. And in Conrad, Manila, we are on call 24/7.
24/7.
Yes.
Nice. Nice. And since I asked that, I would like to take the opportunity to ask our kababayans abroad, our Pinoy guests here by blood, na if you would be given the chance, would you go back to the Philippines? Anyone can start an answer.
For me, definitely. Definitely, because there's no place like home. As in, I am a single mother of two kids, and I'll say later on when my kids are already grown up and they have their own respective family, I will definitely go back in the Philippines and stay there because nakakamiss lahat eh. As in here, I'm totally alone. I don't have honestly family. I just have my kids. And but I still decided to stay here because I wanted for my kids that even though that mom and dad are not together anymore, I still wanted them to grow up with experiencing both mom and dad. Ganon tayong mga Pilipino eh. We're so family oriented. And that's how my parents brought me up, how the importance of having a family. And for me, as in I am very, very close with my families in the Philippines. And I always tell myself that I will never turn my back with to my family. And then if ever later on I will be old, I will die, it should be on my own home country. That's how I love the Philippines. That's how I love my family.
Yeah. Since we are very known for traffic, I've always wanted that cruises, ocean cruises can be more promoted because we are islands. So, I would like to travel from one island to another, not in a bangka, but in a luxury liner where it will already be like my hotel. See, so I would like to travel from Batanes going all the way to Davao. If there would be an ocean liner that will service that, local tourism will be better rather than by plane because we're all scared of sitting beside each other, or by land because of the traffic. So, we haven't really developed yet the ocean lanes that would be very helpful. I'm speaking now as a tourist, to a tourist who wants to tour my own country.
Thank you, Miss Nancy. That's innovative. Actually, it's been there, but it's just not boosted or not promoted as much. Sa ating viewers right now, if you are anyhow connected to cruise ship or cruise tourism, that's a good idea from Miss Nancy. You got it right there from our adobo queen. Thank you so much, Miss Nancy. Sir Andre, I'd like to ask you, how can we encourage the OFWs or the locals to go travel?
Um, as you've said earlier, Miss Aya, no, wag maging dayuhan. Sir Arjun, wag maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan. Philippines is very diverse and very complex that traveling like 2 hours or 3 hours away from your own community, you can see different culture already, different language, different food, and you will have different experience. Like Baguio is opening up, so traveling to Baguio, you could see that's like 4, 5 with traffic, 5 hours away from the metro, and you will see a very different culture from the from the from Manila. So it's really opening yourself up to different culture, to our kababayans, and somehow exploring food, knowing different people. And now that we're forced to travel locally, I know that our domestic travel will somehow boom in the next few months and hopefully years.
Yeah, and thank you for that, Sir Andre. And I think one of the best ways to not be a foreigner in your own land is to really know your country. And one way to know your country is through traveling and, of course, being mindful, responsible, not only with the protocols, but also how you can be of help to the places that you are going to. Now, thank you so much. I'd like to ask so many more to you guys, but unfortunately, we have no time. And thank you talaga for being here, Miss Nancy, Miss Hisae, Miss Kathy, Sir Andre, Miss Melissa, Sir Arjun, Miss Lyra, and Miss Yunju. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. But before I let you go, I have a small favor from you because here on GPS TV, it's always an honor to do the GPS move with our guests, coming from different experts, now guests from all over the world. So the GPS move is very easy. When I say here on GPS TV, we always remind you to, you just do the hashtag sign, hashtag go safe, go travel, and go Philippines, soar high.
So high.
All right. Once again. Kunwari, we didn't practice. So here, guys, to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube, here on GPS TV, we always remind you to hashtag go safe, go travel, go Philippines,
Go Philippines.
soar
Soar
high.
high.
Yay! Thank you so much! Mabuhay po kayo, and coming here from the
High.
on behalf of all the Filipinos here in the Philippines, maraming salamat po. Your Pusong Pinoy inspires us so much. And at this time, it really means so much that you are part of the Bayanihan. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po.
Will you take a group picture?
Of
Are you gonna
course,
take-
of
That would
course.
be
Of
nice.
course.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
This is one of the
Alright.
favorite
Thank
moments.
Sir, ay nako, sir.
We're not,
Also, pag,
we're not the
sayang.
selfie capital.
yeah, pag Pinoy kasi, we always have photo ops, diba? That's also a
Kodak.
Pinoy thing. Now, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who joined in the conversation. That was a truly value adding experience for us here and for all of you there on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, of course, to Hotel Sales and Marketing Association, the Department of Tourism, and the Tourism Promotions Board for making this show possible. You know, right now, we just get to realize what we, the Filipinos, truly deserve. And I hope after this episode, you became more proud of being a Filipino. And I hope you get to be more inspired to get going, to keep going, and to to ask what you really deserve from what is happening right now. Sana marami kayo natutunan at nalaman tungkol sa safe and mindful traveling. Always plan your trips and consider the health situation of your family, your resources, and the location you're going to. Syempre, on top of strict medical protocols yan so that everyone can safely enjoy, including the rest of the people around you. Talagang maipapakita natin ang bayanihan sa pamamagitan ng pagiging mapagmatsyag na manlalakbay. Kahit nasa bahay ka pa, di ba? Always remember that for everyone to enjoy a worry-free travel experience, bukod sa wag maging turista sa sariling bayan, wag kang maging dayuhan sa sarili mong bayan, we first have to go safe before we go travel. Again, hashtag go safe, go travel. Until the next flight, this has been your online travel buddy, Aya Fernandez. Watch out for more episodes and see you only here on GPS TV. Kapit lang tayo, Pinoy. Go Philippines! Soar high. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Sure. Okay.